went to the doctor and I said, Doctor, I said, along with my leg that is feeling hot and on fire, I feel that something is going on with me, my foot, and then it was burned. Something burned inside of my foot. Something burned me. So right here on the corner, like you say, where the pinky toe is, on both sides. Well, one was here on the right side, and then here it is. You can hear it. Oh, we're gonna do it on the left side, and they burned my foot by the pinky. Now, those who are podiatrists, right there, your feet have a lot of nerves in it. Okay, so there was looking at the search. They said something about here it is, the right there. There's a main nerve system or something. And boy, do they come back and I feel that kind of wave or whatever over it. And here it is. I had to be precautious. For some time, I had to put on, which I still do, the soles on the shoes so I could walk around. Because barefooted, that was the thing. At that point, to walk barefooted, I mean, there's variations if you walk on carpet and you walk on, hardwood floors or tile. Your feet knows the difference. But it was something different. Here in the inside, to look at the foot, the arch of the foot, I feel the sharp. And I said, well, again, to talk about those bow legs, I guess here it is, the arch of my foot, and my ankles were small. Now I see here it is, the swelling around my foot. I feel the charge, like it's the burning sensation and everything that's on my foot. So looking all up in here, there's the arch and right about right here. Oh, this right here, burning this foot here. Oh, putting a little thing there. Oh, you just feeling it. And I'm like, well, the reason why I said, I don't know why, but I had the sweetest thought about here it is my father. And it was love his feet. So I went to school and I just said, oh, this would be a great way. Nothing biblical. I wasn't thinking nothing about the Bible or thinking about here it is, no fork or nothing. It was just, I didn't think that men were acknowledged in such a way. A father's love, right? Or a child's love for their father. At the time, man, there was a lot of male badgering, and I was just like, no, man, men, they do this, they do that. I was like, nope. Matter of fact, we praise Father's Day. Okay, so, it came from Memorial Weekend, Father's Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day. It's like we all of that, and yet here just to take on the acknowledgement of men. That's what that was. Not for me to be talking about my feet. Oh, we're feet, our feet, our. I mean, it's. I'm telling you, it's verbal abuse, and I'm being physically harmed.
Irene, I
Yes.
don't want to interrupt you, but we are running, close to the end time for this meeting. And so I just wanted to, and this is wonderful that you've been sharing this with us and what you've been going through. And I fully understand this is something unique that you're going through, and it's not everyone has maybe experienced what you're going through. But in the remaining time, I know that you had a few more things to do, but I have a feeling it's going to go over our time, and I don't want
Well,
to
it's not. If you let me finish, I will be finished.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make sure
Yep.
we have time in the end so that you can let us know what is it that you need us to do to help you and support you. Because
Okay.
it sounds like a lot for you to go through all this.
Okay. So the one of the things that I've been experiencing in my effort to get there, right? Here it is to talk about my intellectual thoughts about array of different things. It's been hindering me financially. You know, um, when I get paid, for example, oh, look what we're doing for you. So it's like now here it is, something is trying to tell me that whatever I'm doing for myself, that they allow me to do. I was like, we don't want this hegemony on us. That's the God honest truth. That means, and then to assume other people if they think that I should work or hear this question society about how I'm taking care of myself, restricting my money. Just for an example, I worked that year at the store down the street, and again to look at other people. Well, we're listening. Really, I lost my job, not a fault of my own. And if we were looking at will, then at that point it was unfair. I mean, all up in your face, the harassment is there. Here it is, how they were able to do this and how they were able to do that. And no different than all this free time that I have. I was over there at that place all by myself, finding a way. Oh, you think you got it going on, huh? You think you're doing this. Oh, you think this, huh? Oh, you think this. And so there was my job, the little post that I had. They didn't manipulate it or talk to somebody else about my job. I'm not working. Oh, here's the money. Well, I didn't want the person to keep going back and forth with me about here it is how I'm gonna pay my bills. I'm like, here it is. That's not enough money for rent money. Oh, you think I gotta go now? You're doing this, and then yet here it is. People, the reason I'm not out there like that, the way Irene Ratliff would like to be, it's because I'm chasing bills. You know what I'm saying? The normalcy is to make sure you're able to keep yourself. I don't have rent money. I went down there to Norwalk. Where's the rent money? You know what I'm saying? Everything all tapped out. Because somebody don't want to, oh, look, here does she doing this, all this. I say, if we look at that society, the very people that yet here it is, we could talk about being of use and that use with our people. They're trying to prevent us from being of success. Now we can go all the way back to the different cultures again and to look at here it is what I'm saying that there is some concern about how we may view ourselves in our education, how we may view ourselves in our work, and then trying to make connections. And now it's all everything else. It's everything else. It's not here it is what I want to do, but hold on. Here it is me going up there. Oh, there's multiple jobs. It's because I was trying to save myself. Because other than that, if I think about here it is the way these people and the clinicals and these people looking at me the way they looking at me, they wanted to do, they didn't try to employ me. And then yet here it is, they became part of the problem. School, education, here it is, right, limiting my money, trying to control, here it is, other people, not trying because they succeeded. You want me to cry right now about here it is, mom, you need to do what I need to do? And then that becomes everything. We look at here it is, some of those people in their argument about the injustice, about jobs and this and that. It exists. Anyway, Street Meat Company, that's been somewhat of my work, is to be an outreach. And I think that I did send people some emails and I also posted it on what's next, right? Like here it is. I know I'm talking to you. And this is the first time that you actually hearing me. But there is a what's next. And so I put in there that I'm in San Pedro, that I've been in conversation about an architectural design competition. These people, when I contacted the architects, oh, now here it is. I'm finding myself looking for work. My hours reduced. Oh, it is. And now I'm going over here. You know, now it costs more money to send an envelope today. The things went up. Here it is. And they had the money to do this, to get along, to get ahead, to try to, for real, implement those things that are interest to me. And so here I have some of those things to talk about, the diplomat, how we're going to go about doing it. farming, the construction, and of course the brigade. Because if we were looking at here it is that fact, how are we able to care for ourselves? That means that we have not structured. Here it is in such a way, and this is where, in such a way to talk about us being or having an economy. Within here it is our government, our First Amendment right. And it's like, well, you know what? What's interesting is that here it is we also have our Third Amendment right. That's the whole thought about the Bill of Rights. If something is wrong, something is wrong. And yet here it is our right in the law to telling you these people need to be corrected. Them. When we look at trying to build, you say here it is, they want right to talk about being a financial debt or even to trust people. They talk about everybody else's hand, and then yet here it is. We want to build, we want to do this, we want to be more effectual in our communities and this, that, and the other. But yet to talk about the individual and what they want to do to try to prevent that. We have this is our First Amendment right, autonomy. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other different words that we can use where I talk about sovereignty. But then yet here it is me, the individual. Whatever it was that I was doing, they wanted other people to think much different. And yet here it is my good or that greatness that I am about being proactive. We talk about and then that's where we come back to here it is, where I think that I would like to gain the support. I don't think that here it is, this the committees that are with is at public service, public service. You know, all of that. And you mean tell me that if someone comes that there's no library or research in human rights or nothing before people go into this type of individual. You know, we now you're talking about groups, but individual is different. Or even just to go about saying, okay, well, we're going to building mental health institutions for the illness, and oh, here it is, the facilities, and yet here it is to accept that we're mental. We're not mental alone. There's people who talk about the KITtE. They're knowledgeable, they're intelligent, and then look at here it is one thing, a little intelligent. I was just like, well, to talk about intellectual property. Oh, here is from talking about the psychosis. Oh, we're gonna cover the intelligence. I said, hold up, and I hold up. It's been a hold up on here it is. Some of the work that I have been communicating over the period of years and time. And I was like, if this noise is talking about covering here, we read a right. We read a right. And I didn't get them people no rights over me like that. Yet I'm crying and I'm telling you now. See? I said, I can cry out, here it is, oh, like yada, 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 which I'm doing right now. But what bothered me and concerned me is that as I'm going, that all of you assume you know. Assume you know. Yeah! That this is tomorrow for our children. That we gotta get the bully. I know they're like, no bully day! No bullies! I was like, here it is, they use the word wrong because here it is, we have seen kings fallen, but we want to rid the bully. This person is harming me. And God knows to look at tomorrow to talk about our kids and to talk about that bully. And to be like, well, here it is. We just going to pretend ain't nothing happening. Oh, no, here it is. We just going to get a whole bunch of individuals and build up all these facilities. It's not being proactive towards preventative measures. It means that we have accepted. And I was like, well, we're talking about Crown. accept and accept. When we talk about the scepter, it's absolutely not. And I thank you because I know you didn't know. But when I came there, I laid up a long time on what I thought I needed to do to be right. And I realized that here it is, that was not contacting the police. I do know that the Department of Mental Health has is structured in such a way, but then yet here it is. It's just unfair to society to be like, okay, these people can continue to do their clinicals and harm us and do these experiments, and then want us to be like, we're just gonna have a turn of a cheek. And without here it is me saying, hold up, we have to have a different connection against God, against God. You know, while they were sitting there talking about, oh, well, here it is, well, we could do this, well, we could do this. And I'm like, I tell my family, I'm like, hold on. It's not what's going on the ground. Most of us are conservatives. Most of us are conservatives, meaning that we're interested in building and being prosperous and creating new roads and avenues for ourselves and for others. But yet here it is to listen to that noise. Oh, I said, well, here it is. We got to get bullied. Because this is, for what I'm experiencing, God knows, that's not our kids tomorrow. I don't want it to be there tomorrow. Again, thank you very much. And thank you.
Thank you, Irene. I really appreciate the thought and you sharing all this. I do want to get into this a little bit further because I don't want you to feel alienated and alone and feeling like, as you said, the thing that you're going through, you're kind of like, you're trying to act like everything's okay when you come to our meetings, and then you realize we didn't know what you were going through. Yet you were trying to, still participate in the way that you do, but at the same time, you need to take care of yourself. There are things that are going on that it seems like,
Okay, but one moment. I'm not interested in none of that at this moment. Let's just accept. Let's close it out. I'm not looking for any feedback. I'm just crying out to you.
Yeah.
Not interested in no feedback. It's just too
Okay,
much
well, thank you.
at that point, right? That insert is like, I don't think you care for me. I know you don't want to leave me alone as if, but I've been given a good opportunity to cry out. So that right there is sufficient for me at this minute, right? At this moment, that's what's up. Okay? Thank you so
Yes.
much. And I know that it's good. We went over, Ann.
Okay, well, you reach out to me if you need anything, Irene.
Okay, thank you so
Because
much.
I desperately want to help you. I desperately want to support you. But I understand this is not what you are needing right now. So
Yes.
you just reach out to me and you let me know, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Yes, thank you so
Get
much.
lots of rest.
Thank
Get
you.
lots of rest if you can. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.